I gotta be on this panel for it to go live. I think. I'm not sure. Whatever, we're back now. The AMA just AMA feast or the bad. Sorry, whenever I see it, I just gonna keep on putting it. Everyone on die. Every time you type, I'm gonna put Gok in it. I will not let it die. I decided we'll stay live. Fuck it, and whatever happens is whatever happens. If the thing doesn't release in time, that's fine. I'll get banned off of YouTube too. It's funny when you're streaming, you don't really notice it, but it feels like there's this huge weight on you to pay attention to what you're doing all the time. It's an uncomfortable feeling. No answer yet. Wait, did they give a time? I'm hungry, but not hungry. Fucking Pax. Fucking Dan. Okay. Krita. Krita. save. I did not. I think it exported as something other than a PNG. A PGM, yeah. Hold up. One more touch to that. Much better. There we go. We never had images taken, we had gifts taken. We never lost them, yeah, that's what I was saying. Let's see. No. It's not happening yet. We're still waiting. $4 mil. The next goal. Oh, something new is posted. Lore. Lore is a vast subject, and we thank you all for your questions on the lore of Pax Dei. Below are some answers to various lore-related topics. When the transgression of man against the divine seemed to have become irreversible, and evil has managed to consume and corrupt every living being, she creates a new slab of earth on top of the old one, burying everyone and everything, and creates a new iteration of her beloved, but sometimes neglected creation as far as we are concerned. But sometimes neglected creation. As far as we're concerned, this has happened 9 times, creating in the process 9 circles of hell. Evil, however, does persist, despite the divine's efforts to bury it. Each time a new creation has been added, banish outcasts from heaven and earth, add to the ever-growing hordes of evil that govern the discs of the underworld. There, the history is unbroken, the hatred is ever-growing, and the power of anger is unrelenting and fresh. Pax Dei and verisimilitude. Is, or you ain't of the world. Pax Dei is not our world. It is not a copy of medieval Europe, neither geographical nor when it comes to countries or location. It is one of the endless possible parallel creations of a universe ruled by divinity. the medieval mind, or ruled by the divinity of the medieval mind, believed was real. A world that is pressured from all sides by enemies of the divine and contains all sorts of beings hiding from the divine, the enemy below, or both. In making the Pax Dei setting and lore, we have created for ourselves a sandbox of sorts. We have gathered the elements of what people held true about life, the universe, and everything back in the early Middle Ages, and then we gave it a little shake. This means that a lot of things you see in the world will definitely ring some bells. You may think you know how things behave or where they are from, and often you will be right, but you will always also be wrong a lot of times. Inspirations of Pax Dei. We wanted to create a world where players could live out their lives in a relatively safety, build, grow, harvest, take care of their animals, and go on adventures without having to battle other players at every step. We also realized that for the world to be dynamic and survive, there had to be conflict and even war from time to time. With the destruction of violent ambitions that follow, Pax Dei, the peace of the divine, enables this. In a world that is surrounded by evil beings and ambitious people, remaining under the watchful eye of the divine keeps all strife at bay. Of the world itself, when it comes to original inspiration for the game, the question that sparkled it all, I think, was imagining an early medieval world whereas people believed heavenly forces were real and present, and the legions of darkness were also real and present, and actively trying to corrupt the world from the outside and within. And in addition to that, you had the creatures of ancient myths still lurking around, trying their best not to get squashed by a supernatural power at be. Whether or not people believe in these things today, the way this was expressed and written about, and how all these factors govern much of life in the medieval times, suggests in many ways the greatest RPG ever played, and played complete with strict character advancement, magical system, monster, dark dungeon, buddy costume, hero and villain, and cloaked preachers with a big scarf and pointy hats claiming to hold the power of miracles. Whether or not people believe in these things still today, the way this was expressed and written about, and how all these factors govern much of life in medieval times, suggests in many ways. Another interesting aspect of the setting is that to a varying degree, people know or have heard various parts of both from history and also contemporary culture, movies, painting, books, and games. So whatever we would be making in a setting like this would have the advantage of us not having to explain everything ad nauseum down to the smallest detail. It would, as any good setting would do, create a familiar backdrop to whatever adventures are played out in the Pax Dei world. This is exactly what low fantasy mean. We're not inventing anything really or altering the core of human nature. We take the basic concepts, rule, and constraints of things as they were believed to be, and then reorganize the contents to make a living world full of wonder and mystery. This is, for example, what Game of Thrones did very well, something we all love to watch and learn from. One thing that is important to note here is that even though this setting is far away from us now, using elements that relate to this period in our history does require a certain amount of respect. We are, for example, not using anything written within the setting of Pax Dei that touches on specific religious entities people still hold dear. It would be very wrong to do so, but all these things are part of our common intellectual and historical heritage, ours as much as anyone else's. We take it seriously without prejudice or malice, and with all respect that it deserves. We want to enjoy it with all of you in the best way possible. Of fables and myths, in addition to the main scene of divinity, demonology, angelology, and the rest of it, our common background is full of yet older wondrous tales and fables. Celtic myths, the Cavella, the dark fables of Rus and Tolian, and Greek stories from antiquity, the amazing flora of Persian and Indian mythology, and yes, even things further afield. The only thing that connects the world of Pax Dei directly to a location in the real world is that the angle we use from which the world is viewed is somewhere in Europe, the player community, and collecting lore. We can probably do it, but you can do better. As with all content in this game, we want it to be in such a form that the community can coherently collect and present what they want onto their own community websites, and lore is no different. I am sure that there are a lot of potential historians, cartographers, archaeologists, and record keepers out there who are itching to dive and shine within the Pax Dei community. Some of the information you can get, of course, character information you'll need acquired in person, benefit. Okay. So basically what we got was a whole bunch of nothing, what we already knew and was already discussed. Cool. I am not super excited. I mean, we got some clarification, but I hope there's more because this is nothing. This and this were pretty good. This is fine, but nothing. Oh, we got more coming. Okay, he's not done. He's got more coming. So let's see what's more here, because if it's just that, the player community and collecting lore, we could probably do it, but you could do better. As with all content in this game, we want it to be in such a form that the community can coherently collect and present what they want. We already read this, right? Some information. Right. Didn't I already read this? Am I going mad? Some of the information is, of course, character information. You will need to acquire in person to benefit from it. Oh, probably because I did read that. But a lot of information will be player information, things that the player can use when navigating the world and utilizing its connections. Okay. So what they're saying is they can't give us a lore because we're supposed to discover ourselves. Cool, thanks. Thanks, that's helpful. I don't know. I am a little salty about it because I just waited 4 hours for this. To get everything we already know. I mean, there was some few further clarifications here. Like divinity, demonology, neology, what kind of myths they're intending to use. But we already knew they're going all over the place. We already knew what they meant by low fantasy from their responses. I mean, I guess if you haven't read everything, this is pretty big. This is pretty big. But we have read everything already at this point. I mean, I have at least. Everything new. Maybe I'm hoping that they post more and it'll be something. So. But we already had that concept art, my dear. I don't know. I'm a little disappointed. I'm a little underwhelmed by that. I hope they keep posting. However, they did say that this would be posted, part 1 or lore 1 would be posted, and the rest at a later date. We encourage you to have a full further discussion in the lore channel. In the meantime, we're pleased to share with more. We already have that, my dude. We already have that. I've already seen that like a million times somewhere. I don't know where at though. But it's fine. I mean, nothing to them, but it's just that was a little underwhelming what we got. I hope they're still adding more to this because it feels underdone by a lot. Oh, okay. Well. I don't know. Like, it clarifies things. Doesn't add to anything we already know. Well, we already knew they were using different parts of lore. It just clarifies which lore they're looking at and what kind of lore they're planning to do. But it doesn't give us the answers we need, so. I mean, if I knew more about, all the lore that they listed, maybe, but I don't know. I didn't want it. I didn't care too much about the Lore AMA. I thought it was be dumb. And until we get more lore drops, this is useless to me. There's nothing to use here. I don't know. I can't make a video out of this. The lore drop was useless. I can't make a video. I mean, I could, I mean, technically, I can make a video about anything. But I can't make a video on the specifically this. Because it's not enough. It's not enough. Nothing to change my mind or make me interested in the story. A cool attempt, but I mean, it's like, I get it, but theory videos are gonna be super good with Pax Dei. You know, fucking Matt Pat will be on this shit. Fucking Daco will be on this shit too. But it's just, I don't know. Forgive me being underwhelmed. This was hyped up to be something really amazing. There were so many good questions, like, are there going to be dragons? What's that answer? No. No. I mean, we know why the Heartland is the way the Heartland is. I don't know. I do not know. I am severely disappointed. Maybe more will come. So, I don't know. I don't know. I was hoping we'd give something. Something more. Well, I guess that's it for the MA. I don't think they're putting any more out. Or if they are, it's not today. Which means we literally got 1, 2... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 questions answered for part 1. 6 questions. Well, 6 questions is, I guess, what we deserve after a week of waiting. I'm a little annoyed with that, and I guess for others they'll be fine. Because most probably don't care. They got something, they'd happy with something. Me, I'm probably just being a stick in the mud day, but you know, it's fine. I have my own problems. Being annoyed, I guess, at this all being dumb. Surprise, but it's fine. I don't think so. I think it's stuff we already knew. If you didn't keep up with the FAQ or what they've been talking about. Well, yeah, but maybe my expectations are set too high. Maybe they are. Maybe they aren't. But I feel like this lore is incredibly bland. This surface level. I mean, there's nothing you call lore here. It's a description of what kind of lore, but not the lore. Most lore we got was on the explanation to the entire existence and the divine. Yet it's still nothing groundbreaking or interesting or something I want to care about. Whatever. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna do this. attach Goku's name. I've been paying attention to this stuff too long. I was expecting a little bit more. Though then again, I wasn't really expecting. To the lore to be interesting to begin with. So. Could have done a lot. I could have done a lot. Okay, well, I'm gonna go be disappointed off stream, and I'm pretty sure one of these other YouTube videos will milk the lack of information we got here. So with that, I'm gonna go take off now, and you can go watch at Neuros or whatever is gonna milk no information for something. I'm not, but yeah. Yep, I'm just going to. I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and take off then. Fuck this. I don't know. When the next things. When the next leak happens.